Hi, this is Elle, and I'm going to give you a quick summary of what I learned through my interviews with teachers about technology-enhanced instruction. The first teacher I talked to is Mark, who teaches high school American government, and he is a self-described old school teacher when it comes to technology. He uses class website to improve his organization, has links to current events articles and videos that the students can see, also access to his class notes. Mark uses Google Slides for that each day. But he also talked about how he frequently offers options to always complete an assignment electronically or pen and paper. In terms of his interactive lessons, Mark often uses online discussion, presenting a topic for students to answer individually and then to respond to other students online. They do group projects using Google Slides, but by far, he said the most popular use of technology is Kahoot, which enables him to make quizzes that students can answer and compete against each other and tracking their progress in real time. Websites that he found the most valuable for his class included the Pew Research Center, which has surveys and data analysis tools that the students can then use. I also talked to John, who teaches video editing at the middle school. This is a one trimester class, so it's a rather short class. But students learn basic editing skills via online tutorials that John has made. So it's self-paced learning in the beginning. Once they have their basic skills, they form small groups to collaborate on the class project, which is producing a concise version of Star Wars. So the students create storyboards, they write a script, they film their scenes in front of a green screen, and then they edit the final project using Final Cut Pro. And the class culminates in a field trip to the Cameo Cinema to see the final projects. And although this is a tech class, this is also really a life skills class. They talk about teaching sixth graders collaboration skills, project management, meeting deadlines, things like that. The rock star of technology that I talked to is Chris, who is teaching seventh grade English. He's really dedicated to improving the classroom experience by using technology to engage students' minds, while being very mindful and conscious of making sure that technology is not a distraction to the students. In terms of ways that he does enhance curriculum, we talked a lot about the current unit, which is on a book called Refugee, and the kids they watch videos and used a virtual reality headset to actually experience a refugee camp. He also looks to improve communication in the classroom by using an ongoing live discussion board, kind of like our group chat that we have in our virtual classroom. So if students confused during class or later, they can post a question and get feedback from either Chris or other students in the class. The students are also throughout the year creating a skills website, a resource that they can take with them when they leave seventh and go to eighth grade. Hopefully to cut down on that sense of teachers saying, well, you should have learned this last year, and the students forgetting, and they now have something they can go back and look at. Chris talked about the gamification of education, trying to make learning fun wherever possible. And his students also are big fans of Kahoot. And then to teach things like the drudgery of English, grammar, punctuation, mechanics, he uses something called quill.org for individualized learning. Students are assessed, they can get taught, there's a little lesson they learn, they get 10 practice questions, they get immediate feedback after taking a quiz, and they can decide, Chris can see their progress, and everyone's working on what they need to improve on. He's working on setting up a way to earn badges to make it a little more fun, so students can be an apprentice punctuator and then move forward to being a master punctuator. And he said he uses a platform called ClassFlow, and I included a link to a YouTube tutorial about that if you're more interested. Another source Chris uses is something called Metaverse. I'm not exactly sure what Metaverse is yet, but there is a link to a tutorial on YouTube. But what I understand is this is a way, for instance, that students would do a final project, an essay about this book, Refugee. They embed that essay in this Metaverse platform, and they can include videos. They screencast their essays, so then students can watch and learn what other peers did. So it's just a way to try to make a summative assessment more fun than saying we're going to write another essay, which then of course you're met with groans. This screen, it's a little difficult to see, but it is showing a lesson a day in the classroom. And basically students are working on an essay. They're also collaborating on a web page for the book Refugee. And then they're working on their ongoing project, that skills website that I talked about. And the class period is organized into 10 to 20 minute segments, and to keep things moving throughout. Looking at what Chris is doing and thinking about the ISTE standards, I can say that he's really hitting so many of them. I mean, this teacher is definitely always on the lookout for meaningful ways to incorporate technology, and has found a number of websites that he checks regularly for new ideas. He is a new teacher in our school and definitely modeling the use of technology for other teachers. He's doing things that no one else is doing in that school. As a citizen, he is definitely fostering digital literacy and media fluency for all students. And he talked very passionately about the need to prepare students for the jobs that we don't know are coming. There's a lot of emphasis on collaboration in his class, and the students are always sharing their work through different media. As a designer, he's definitely working on individualizing learning, especially through those, as I said, talked about the grammar mechanics, those kinds of skills. And also looking for ways to really have authentic learning, to bring the subject of the book they're reading to life through the virtual reality and the videos that they watch. He also talked about using those kinds of online quizzes as a way to analyze student progress and to see what needs to be taught in more depth. So he's definitely hitting that standard as well. Wow, that was a very quick 7 minutes. So I hope you learned something. I know I learned a lot from talking to these teachers. Thanks.